Yes, I'm on my way to work. It's Sunday, the 4th. And can I just go on record and say that I hate this? But Sunday is an enigma because I'm not a morning person. And I know what you're thinking. It's like not quite 10:30 right now. And we open at 11. And I know what you're thinking. It's not that early. You should be okay. It's not that early. Morning still comes before noon, y'all. And the rest of the week, I don't go in until 3 o'clock. And that's for two reasons. One, because Eddie works first shift. And two, because I wouldn't get up till probably 9 or 10 o'clock anyway. And so, but it's an enigma because while I do have to go in earlier than the rest of the week, because we're only open for lunch, there is no coming in later on. I can go in, and it's a short day, so I can usually go in, make it through the absolute insanity that is Sundays at our restaurant for a few hours. And because we're literally only open, it's like a little over 3 hours. 3.25 hours, 3.5 hours at most. But that doesn't mean that we don't do an insane amount of business in that time. But today, my boss has agreed to let me leave early. I know, right? After only like 2 hours. He's agreed to let me leave early because I happened to turn in a time off request for today on the same day that the schedule actually went up. So he's going to let me leave early because me and Andy want to take Abby to the Christmas parade, our local Christmas parade. And it starts at 3, which I know we would be closed by then. But the fact is, I still have to drive almost half an hour back home, get my toddler ready so that we can go to this Christmas parade and try to get there at least about half an hour early so that we can get a parking spot, so we can get parking for it. So at least there's that. The managers at the restaurant are pretty cool. They're really nice. So I just hate working Sundays because I have to get up early just to have time to sit there with my coffee and wake up. And no, I didn't have time to get any stitching in done today because I went to sleep. I went to bed at like 2:30 this morning, and my first alarm, I usually set my first alarm to go off at 7:30 because I know it takes me a while to wake up. But this morning I set my first alarm for 8. But then that alarm went off, turned it off, stayed in bed. Second alarm went off 8:30, stayed in bed. Third alarm went off at 9, and I said, well, I should probably get up because I need to be out of the house by 10:15 at the latest. But I had kind of wanted to get there a little early this morning so I could make sure that we were stocked up okay. Because Lord knows, it was originally only going to be me and one other girl on carry-out last night. And she called in. So her grandmother, who also kind of works there off and on, her grandmother filled in for her. Her grandmother's not usually on carry-out. Knows how to do it, but not usually on carry-out. And is not 100% familiar with it. So had her fill in for the girl that was supposed to be on carry-out. Then we had another girl helping that's also not usually on carry-out. Doesn't really know how to do it completely. And then until 4:30, there was a new girl who was learning carry-out. She's okay on it from what I could tell. But again, she left at 4:30. So it's me and 2 other women that aren't really familiar with how to do the job that I know how to do. So that was a great night last night. Needless to say, neither one of them really knew how to stock up. They don't know about the stocking up thing, especially on the Saturday night before the Sunday madness. So I told myself that I would try to get there a little early just to make sure we stocked up okay. I did do a little stocking last night, but from what I could see, I might need to do a little bit more. But I'll have to take another look at it and see, because my memory is off. So that's what my plan is for today. No, I didn't get any stitching in this morning. I just didn't have time. I really just wanted to sit there with my coffee and watch YouTube and just enjoy the peace for a few minutes. So, yeah. When I get off, I gotta rush home, get Abby dressed, and then we'll go to the parade. So, maybe I'll try to show y'all a little of the parade if I can. So, but that's it for now. I'll see y'all later.